Okay, next up here on our rundown here of the principals, the key members, the key elements involved in the Nike's 5 Days to Friday, Augie Pinanura.
Yep.
And he is the brand manager for Nike. And Augie, a little bit about the background of what happened today and your involvement with Nike.
Sure. So, we have the 5 Days to Friday campaign going on. We're working with different schools. When we approached Dorsey about doing 5 Days to Friday with them, we asked them what we could do for the school besides just supporting the football team. And they told us about the story about Kevin, what happened to him and how important it was, and that they had a mural that, they always do a prayer before the games. So we took a look at the mural and we thought that, we could work with it and try to upgrade it a little bit. And they checked with the family to see if they were okay with it. The family was fine. So we went ahead and we worked this past week with 2 artists from LA to create a new mural, keeping the same value but a new mural.
Nike's efforts here, of course, have just been catching fire all over the city, and it's a tribute to Nike for taking this effort. And we've seen it all over in East LA. It's coming there. It's been in the valley. It's all over. But here in the inner city, in the South Central area, this project is very important to you.
Yeah. So we have 9 games that we've done in California for 5 Days to Friday, but we also have the other regions, in the south and the central part of the country and the northeast. So a total of 40 games. But we've done schools like Mater Dei. We're doing, Dorsey, Crenshaw. We're gonna do Roosevelt. The classic. Garfield. I mean, so it's for us is we want to spread it around, and do stuff with everybody, not just the top schools or or the inner city schools. For us, is high school is key, but it's all over the city. It doesn't have to be just one area.
Okay, and this game here will occur between Crenshaw and Dorsey. This is going to be a very huge matchup.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to it. To the game. It's a big rivalry. It goes back a long time. Luckily for us, both are Nike schools, so we're able to work with both of them. So this week we're with Dorsey, and next week we'll be doing something at Crenshaw, the whole week. So it'll be a great matchup, and hopefully it'll be a lot of good football and a lot of good festivities.
Okay, there we have the Nike involvement here. It's very, very deep, very significant now, as we are now closing in on big rivalry games all over the city section and southern section. But Augie Pinanura, the brand manager, thank you very much for giving us your observation and your involvement on this. Any final words?
No, I just want to thank you for coming and being part of this celebration and just the support that you guys are giving us to Nike and the 5 Days to Friday campaign.
Okay, there it is. And the key word, celebration, as we celebrate the memory of a young man taken very tragically, as we all know, back during the 1989-90 season. Kevin Copeland, here it is, memorialized forever, and we heard the reason why. So we'll be right back with just a few more interviews here as we bring a special on Nike's 5 Days to Friday matchup here between Crenshaw and it's going to be Dorsey, of course. We'll be right back with more of East LA Sports Scene. Okay, continuing on with the story, we're speaking with Ezra Cervantes.
Right.
How are you doing, Ezra?
All right.
And Raul Frame Gamboa.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Guys, we have some time here that we want to take to ask your involvement. How did you get the call? Of course, obviously Nike is involved here, but let's pick it up from there. You're in your workshops, or you're in your studios, and you get a phone call.
Well, basically, I got a phone call from Nike saying that there was a project here at Dorsey High School, that they wanted to redo a wall in memorial for Kevin Copeland. They sent me some photos. We had a meeting here to go at the wall. So sure, not a problem. We can do it. And then they kind of told us the kind of time frame that they needed it done, which was overnight, which is not always the best conditions to do it in. But this was a work in progress that happened in about 4 or 5 hours time. And basically we did what you see here.
Okay, and it's working in tandem, is that correct? You both work together? Or?
Yeah, we've always worked together as far as projects like this and even our personal things. We always team up and do some artwork. We've always been able to produce some really good things that people enjoy.
What made this such a doable thing? Because you had just a short amount of time. What was the thing that made you guys say, hey, I can do it, we can do this?
Well, being that we're in the type of art form that we're in, usually a lot of the art that we create is done pretty fast. And, you know, this is a little bit more in that genre where we get to be able to paint and do our best in a very short amount of time, which is what we're good at. And that's probably why we get a lot of work as well, because there's a lot of clients out there that require certain looks, certain kind of artwork to be created within a certain kind of time frame for them. Time is money.
Yeah. And of course, this is again not, as they would say, a very a mural that the public can see every day, but special. And was that part of the thinking that you could do it very quickly here on campus?
Yeah, well, the reason, like he was saying, we do it really quickly because of the medium that we use, and kids can also relate to the type of artwork that we do. So it'll be respected by both the youth that don't really know the history of the mural and the people that actually know the history of the mural.
Okay. Just so that we're clear, it was all done 100% with spray paint.
Okay.
And that's all. Spanish Montana has been a great supporter of our artwork.
Okay.
And that's what we do, that's what we use, and basically here it shows how we take spray paint and put it into good use.
We're going to come back to that, but let's finish the story. After you got the call, you of course had to think about it and called right back, or were you right on the spot gave the answer back?
Well, yeah, basically when we saw the project and we heard what it was about, you know, when we heard about the story of Kevin Copeland, I remember, I'm 42 years old, and I remember the story 20 years ago about when this football player passed away on the field. And, you know, I was just glad to know that 20 years later I'm a part of something that's going to last probably another 25, 30 years here at the school.
You've heard of Nike's deep involvement in all communities, and of course this is great. They're going to be coming to East LA as well, but this is also very, very fitting that this is happening here on the 5 days to Friday. So I'm sure they told you about that as well.
Yeah, they told us about the whole program, and it's great what they're doing, you know, with the kids and getting them involved and motivated. And, you know, we interacted with a lot of the kids while we were doing this, and it was great, the feedback that we were getting, you know, and the feedback and support that they were giving out, and the pride, you know, behind the mural, behind the history, everything, you know.
Frame, you said a word there that kind of sometimes will get people scared and they don't understand it, but spray paint. This can be an art, as you say. It's a craft. It's a job. Some of our kids, as you know, in East LA, very deep into this. Any way they should channel this, anywhere they should channel this type of search?
You know, every time I get an opportunity to speak in front of educators or people that are involved in programs or in funding, or people that are in charge just of being able to make things like this happen, I tell them that, you know, right now we're in a time of art where the young people, this is the largest art form right now in the world, not just in the United States or in California or in East LA, but this is the largest art form in the world. You can't go anywhere in the world where you can't see this kind of artwork being created by young people. And it's unfortunate that you know, the people who are the policymakers and the people who have the funds don't loosen up some of that money to create positive programs in mural creations, whether it be with spray paint or anything else. It's great that a company as large as Nike hires people like us to give us work and to be able to give back to the community and being able to do things like this for the family of Kevin Copeland and for the School of Dorsey.
Okay, we can keep on and on. We have to bring you into the studio, but quickly, as we travel through East LA, any of your work that's public venue people can see in East LA?
We paint in East LA, Highland Park, you know, all around. I couldn't mention the streets, you know.
Well, basically, in Highland Park, there's a supermarket on the corner of
York, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee and Aldama.
Okay.
And then we also have work in East LA by Boyle Heights over there off of First Street. And
well, what about Metro? Would they have looked into hiring you guys maybe for some of the? You know, that's a very important line there, right?
There's been talks, but, you know, nobody actually, you know, has actually gone through with it.
We do a lot of projects for a lot of people. Okay. You know, we've been able to do work for, and I don't know if I could say the names, but for Vitamin Water, Smart Water, Red Bull, you know, have been very big supporters of a lot of the stuff that we've done, including events and organizations of being able to display artwork to the public. There's just countless amount of people that have really been supportive of us.
We're going to bring you on our show, but before we leave, we're just going to show our viewers, if you guys can just face that mural for us, we want to ask you, was the work divided?